Sunrise Township is just a sleepy little town. You know, there's about 2,000 folks, very few actual businesses in the local area. Is what we refer to as cottage businesses, right? Folks who have found a way to make a living by working out of their home.
The current issue here in Sunrise is the lack of internet. Some people have real slow copper DSL, others have zero coverage from satellite and cell phone.
Let's face it, this day and age, it is so important to have internet. My grandkids, for example, have a hard time doing their homework because the internet is so bad. You have potential people moving into the area that once they know we don't have internet, they don't move here. And if I'd have known that, I would not have moved here.
We're the only business in the town of Sunrise. We currently have 50 employees right now. We're currently feeding 50 families. That's how I like to say it. The most expensive asset that we have, over and above all the machinery, all the development, is our network system. Without the advantage of the high-speed internet, just having a website was challenging. Not being able to use any cloud-based software, online banking, you know, all of that stuff was a challenge, almost to the point of not being usable. Bruce is our IT person, and he recognized the value of having high-speed internet.
We approached CenturyLink and said, what can we do? They gave us a couple of different options. And the sort of shoot for the stars option was, let's get everybody in the area high-speed internet. And we said, well, what will that cost and how could we maybe make that happen?
And it grew from that point, from that to see what the possibility of getting some local support with our township.
The funding for the project was split three ways. The biggest part of it was a grant from the state. Then CenturyLink used their money they get back from the federal government to help pay for infrastructure, and then the township applied for and got a bond of about a little over $600,000. In order to do that, we had to form a district that included all of the CenturyLink customers.
We were at a board meeting and the town board had said that a petition would be needed to move forward with the CenturyLink Fiber to the Home project. So I offered my time and said I would run the petition and organize the addresses and asked for volunteers there at the meeting.
A young lady came knocking at my door and wanted me to sign a petition for internet, and I looked at her and said, sign me up, we gotta have it. My children are worth it. I asked her, do you need any more volunteers to go door to door? And Ted got me some lists to work with, and me and my husband went door to door and got as many signatures as we could.
The effort was huge. The amount of time everybody had into it, starting with organizing the addresses, property owner names, as well as the parcel ID numbers to each individual property, and then the volunteers numerous times going to houses. It was a lot of work, but we did it.
Because of the involvement that I took there, I became very interested in running for the board because I thought changes needed to be made. So I ran for the board and won.
Through community involvement and a large turnout of the effective citizens at the township meetings, ultimately the township board unanimously voted to approve this and push forward.
CenturyLink is going to be installing fiber optic cable, and fiber is the fastest for internet connectivity. Our speeds here in Sunrise will be a base of 40 megabytes per second, which for the average house is more than enough. This is adding roughly $1,000 to each property owner's property tax over the next 10 years. So roughly $100 a year. All in all, it will be cheaper per month even with the extra tax.
We're moving toward a cloud-based society, information stored accordingly. We believe that high-speed internet will do to the rural area what rural electric did to the community 100 years ago.
People come in here and want to start a business or already live here and operate a business. It sure makes it a lot better for them.
I believe what we'll see is more small cottage-based industries popping up. Folks will now be able to make a living out of their home instead of having to commute all the way down to the cities.
If people can work from home, it's saving money on fuel, wear and tear on the vehicle, and it's going to keep them local to shop at the local shops. It's for medical, education, entertainment, business, home business. It's broad reaching what it can be used for.